Hello, my name's Molly. I'm a young adult librarian at Maine, and I'm here to talk to you about credit card do's and don'ts as part of the Back to Basics series for new adults. So first of all, I just want to say I'm not a financial professional. I just have some really basic things to talk to you about regarding credit cards. The things I'm going to tell you are also best practices. So I know that things happen, unexpected things occur like a car breaking down or your laptop failing, and those are things that you have to fix. And don't beat yourself up if everything that I talk about today isn't something that you can't achieve. Everyone's finances are different, but as much as possible, it's a good idea to kind of try to stick to some of these basic rules for credit card usage.
So first, we're going to start off with a couple of definitions. So when you start to look for a credit card, you're going to see the terms interest and APR pop up a lot. So interest is whenever you borrow money of any kind, the institution that you borrow money from is going to charge you interest, which means you're paying them money for borrowing money. The second term is APR. So this is the important thing when you're looking at a credit card. The APR is going to be a percentage, and that is the amount of money that the credit card company is going to charge you for borrowing money from them. So APR, the interest rate, the APR rate only comes into play if you borrow money from them, if you have a credit card balance at the end of the month. So if you pay off your entire credit card balance by the time it's due, you do not have to pay interest on the money that you borrowed that month. So that brings us to just some really basic best practices for credit card use. So first of all, I'll say, often when you're getting your first credit card and you have little or no credit history, credit card companies will often give you a higher APR. So they are going to charge you more money for borrowing money from them. So it's important to shop around to try to find the lowest APR that you can get. Many credit card companies also have credit cards built specifically for students or young people who are getting their first credit card. They have lower monthly limits, which can help prevent you from getting into massive amounts of debt. So on that note, when you get your first credit card, it is often tempting to go ahead and just start buying things without having a budget, and to charge things that you might need but you haven't saved for yet, like new furniture for your apartment. But a credit card is not a substitute for saving for big purchases. It costs you much more money in the long run. If you do need to make a big purchase using your credit card, have a timeline for paying it off and stick to it. Figuring out how much money you will pay in interest by carrying a balance over to the next month will help incentivize you to make sure you pay off your debt as quickly as possible. Many small purchases can add up too. So apart from just buying big things that you might need, like a new couch for your new apartment, going out for dinner twice a week, every week with friends for a month can get really expensive. So I think the best thing for you to do if you're just starting out with a credit card is to treat your credit card like a debit card, which means that you can only use it if you already have money in the bank to cover that purchase. So when you are first getting your credit card, you want to make sure that you pay your bill in full every month if possible. I pay my credit card bill twice a month. Every time I get a paycheck, I go ahead and pay my bill so that I make sure I never have to pay the bank interest on the money that I've used on that credit card. And if you do have to make a big but necessary purchase that you can't pay off at the month, at least pay more than the minimum amount on your credit card. When you're shopping around for your first credit card, you can also look for perks. So many first-time or student cards have small rewards like 1% cash back, and those are great when you are starting out and building your credit. Especially when you're getting your first card, you want to avoid any credit card that has a yearly fee. That's something that you can use when you have a little bit more financial stability and you're able to afford that yearly fee. Those are not good starter credit cards. when at all possible, I know I keep drilling this in, but when at all possible, don't spend more money than you have in the bank. So use your credit card like a debit card. Credit cards are not always bad, so they're a great way to build your credit. So credit is, your credit score is imperative to your future financial health, especially when it comes to renting an apartment or buying a car or eventually buying a home. One good thing about credit cards now is that they often give you free access to your credit score, which can help you take control of your finances. And finally, maybe the most important thing, apart from not spending more money than you have on your credit card, is to set up automatic payments and to choose to pay the full amount of your bill. It's a great way to avoid late fees. If you pay your bill late, not only are you being charged interest on the money that you borrowed, but you are also paying late fees for not paying your bill on time. So automating your payments is a great way to avoid losing money. And finally, when you're starting off just getting a credit card, you want to keep it simple. Just have one credit card and pay the balance in full every month and focus on building good credit. And avoid credit card debt. And if you can't avoid credit card debt, if you have to make a big purchase like a new laptop or an automobile fix, make sure that you have a plan for paying it off and stick to that plan. So finally, these are just some more resources for gaining some financial literacy. So you can access Linda through the Charleston County Public Library website. That's ccpl.org. There you can go to research and hit our databases and log into Linda with your library card number and password. And if you just search finances in the search bar, there are a ton of videos about basics of financial literacy. There's also information about real estate investing once you get to a place of financial stability. There's a whole range of financial courses, regardless of where you are in your financial path. So I highly suggest using that as a resource for starting out. Then the FDIC also has a really great Money Smart program. I think what's great about that program is that they have little podcasts on their website. So they have short audio clips explaining some basics of financial literacy. And then mymoney.gov is a lot like the Money Smart program. There's tutorials about gaining financial literacy and smart moves to make when you are trying to build credit or to make a big purchase like a car or a home. And finally, you need to take financial information that you read online with a grain of salt. Often these websites are trying to sell you a credit card. They're trying to get you to refinance your student loans or, do any number of things that are biased because they want you to buy their product. You need to use your research skills to find reliable sources of information all of the time, but you also need to apply that to your financial information. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you got something, even some basic information out of this little presentation, and good day.